He was very sick. We didn't think we were going to have him. So I said to Vic, I said, my mother's got a potion that will get him ready for the game. So I went to Bobby's dad, Steve, and I explained. Ma Dupuis' potion was a shot and a half of whiskey, warm water, and a lemon with no sugar. Take that drink, get in underneath the blankets, and you sweated like you were in Hades of hell. But it cured him, and he played a hell of a ball game that day. I just want Nick to know about that. I want to thank Bob Caprillion and those of you responsible for giving me the second best honor of my life. The first was when Gene Degnan said I do on the day we were married. Every successful man is said to have a strong woman behind him. I was blessed with two great, a great mother and a wonderful wife. Dick already has introduced my family, but I'd like to introduce them again. My wife, Jean, my son, Robbie, and his wife, my daughter, Pamela, my daughter, Lisa, and her husband, Bill, and my son, Scott, and his girlfriend, Debbie. To join fellow Hall of members who I looked up upon as a youngster at Watertown High School were George Jankowski, Ski Kadarian, Bill Boyce, Vic Palladino, and many of my former players in the hall gives me great pleasure and makes me proud. I was fortunate to play for great coaches, Joe Murphy at the West Junior High School and at the Watertown High School, who gave me the inspiration to become a teacher coach, and to Dan Sullivan and Red Daughters and Harry Cleverly, who was my hockey and baseball coach at Boston University. I was also fortunate to have a great amount of players playing with me and at Watertown High School in football: Walter DeLore, Rudy Iodice, Bob Clark, Bob O'Neill, George Bardesian, Javier Deakian, Warren Childs, and Ernie Papazian. In hockey, Walter DeLore, Bob Baker, Mike Kennedy, Bud Swim, Dick McBride, Ernie Clare, Harold Marvin, Don Costello, Joe Felino, Al Smith, and Paul McDonald. In baseball, Bob Clark, Milt Savas, Bob Lefty Ford, Phil Costello, George Bardesian, Javier Deakian, Warren Childs, John Degnan, Armin Asayan, Hutchis Kanian, Steve Barmakian, and Ernie Papazian. At Boston University, in hockey, the great Jack Garrity, Ike Bevins, Dick Bradley, Walt Anderson, Joe Felino, Ed Cahoon, Jack Kelly, Gundy Carane, and many others. In my junior year, we lost the national championship to Colorado College, and we came in second that year in the country. In my senior year, we came in third. At this time, these games were always played at the Broadmoor Hotel in Colorado Springs, Colorado. In baseball, the great Harry Aganis, Ike Bevins, Ken Rickson, Charlie Tucker, George Winkler, Ray Foley, Marty Finnegan, and Art Chartier. In my coaching career at the West Junior High School and at Watertown High School, I had the privilege to be associated with many great young athletes who distinguished themselves at Watertown High School, college, and the professional level. I would name a few and not all of them. In football, Bob Capadonna, Paul Basile, Dick Green, Dave O'Brien, Bob Norton, and Pepe Smith. In hockey, Rich Green, Don Whedon, Charlie Smith, Dom Santoro, Arthur Venezia, and I'll tell you a little one on that shortly, and Dave O'Brien. Now, Arthur Venezia told me this evening, I didn't know about it, I refereed the college ice hockey games for 25 years, and he was at Norwich, and he was reading the paper the night before the game, and I happened to be one of the referees for that game. He was reading the paper. He said, "Oh, I'll do all right tomorrow night." He says, "My fellow former coach is one of the referees." I gave Arthur 3 penalties in the first period, but I never kept count. But those are the pleasant memories that you have. In baseball, Dick Green, Rick Grant, Pepe Smith, Jim Devaney, Sparky Lyle, and Paul Campensano. This is just a few, but I would now like the Tigers who played for me to stand up and take a bow and receive my deep thanks for knowing you and having played for me. I would like my former players to stand up, please. It's been wonderful to see them all be successful, and it's a nice feeling to know that I had a little part in their life. But they had the capabilities. I just kind of guided them along the way when they came across my path. In closing, I again want to thank those responsible for bestowing this great honor on me. God bless you all, and I will leave you with one message. You can take Bob Dupuis out of Watertown, but you'll never take Bob Dupuis